Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Boy and Girl Thing. I'm Kit Smith, and I'm the author of the book, Let's Meet Our Match, Your Complete Guide to Success in the World of Internet Dating. And on my left, as always, and here we are, back-to-back weeks.
I know.
Okay.
I'm CC Schatz, and it's nice to be on the show.
I think you're the doyen.
I am the doyen of divorce, relationship building, transition into dating and relationships. I've been helping people in our Tampa Bay area and, all over the United States, trying to, kind of move them through some of the toughest times in their lives, but really get them to live their best life. And that's what it's all about. So we're going to kick off the show, as we always do. Welcome. And this is the Boy and Girl Thing. And we are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network, which is the singles talk station, really all around the internet.
Award-winning.
I know, we are. Well, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with you. Somebody had a birthday. Doesn't he look older?
I'm in one day, I became a year older. How does that work?
I think not necessarily older, just more mature.
Better?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a lot coming from you.
I know.
You don't throw out a lot of
Well, my mom said, just go with the storytelling if you have to. But no, what's the alternative? We want to live our best life. And so I think you're doing that, or you're beginning to do that. And the more and more that we do, how exciting our lives are right now with all the good things that's happening.
It's a lot of activity.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking about dating. We're going to talk about dating tonight.
Gosh.
Oh, and we like to talk about dating.
It's funny, at this stage of my life, I never thought I'd be looking.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can kind of say the same thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This is not where I expected to be. And I'm sure I can speak for a whole lot of other folks out there that are watching us. And this isn't where we thought we'd be at this stage of our lives. So we've got to regroup a little bit. We've got to, change our thinking, with the idea that, okay, we're going to move forward and open-minded and, maybe, and for me, I'm looking for the best relationship of my life.
I'm kind of excited about my life right now. Before I went through, my divorce, and I was just so sad, and I was in the dumps, and I just thought my life was over with. But now I've kind of reached this shift in my life that I am so excited about where I'm going. I'm excited about who I'm going to meet, and I'm excited about being able to date. And so I say, let's get it on. Let's get on dating. So what is our topic tonight? And we're going to show you what our topic is. It is 8 rules for dating after a long-term relationship.
And how you have to adapt, grasp where you are and where you want to be.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go from here?
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about some of those 8 things. The very first thing, and we picked up articles. So if you guys have written an article out there that you'd like for us to share with you on right here on Boy and Girl Thing.
Please do. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We would love to be able to.
We love having guests and we love having topics.
Absolutely. Well, the most important thing at the very top of the list, and of course, I do divorce recovery and transition into dating, and you really have to wait until you're ready.
Oh, there's no question about it. In my experiences, I've met many women who just simply think that, okay, that one's over. I'm ready to move on to the next one. And in the end, they're really not. Okay. They're still dealing with what happened.
Yeah.
And they're not, as much as they just simply, a lot of people feel like just find another one.
Well, men do the same thing.
Oh, yeah, no question.
Women aren't the only ones. It's just that you happen to be more relevant to women. But I think a lot of people do this. I myself, thought, well, shoot, my ex already had a girlfriend, before I even realized that we were breaking up. And so, the thing is that you don't heal that way. If
No.
nothing else, it hurts you even more because you're not ready to step into that.
No.
And you can't really give the other person something. I've talked to individuals and they say, well, I'm just going to get out there and I'm just going to try it. And, it'll help me and make me feel better. But why do you want to use somebody else like that? You don't want to use another person.
And you may very well have friends and or relatives that will give, they don't want to hear your tales of woe. So they will, under normal circumstances, they might say, well, just go find somebody else. Just go find another one. As though that'll make everything better right away.
Right.
And what it really is their own little bit of, it's like, I don't want to hear this anymore. I'm tired of you complaining and whining and crying about. Just go find somebody else.
Well, that's what they say, but we all know that isn't.
That's not how it works.
That isn't the thing to do. And here's the thing: is that you really need to connect with other like-minded people to kind of help you move forward. And that's why I think, my group, and others that we have coaches out there that are helping people through, divorce or relationship loss. You have to connect with them so that you can create that shift in your mind. And so, but we're not going to talk about divorce recovery or relationship loss recovery tonight. So what we're going to talk about is that if you don't feel really deep in your gut that you're healed enough to be able to start the process of dating, don't do it. Simply don't. Back it up and take time for yourself, because you know what? You deserve it. You deserve to spend the time with yourself and get to know yourself, because you are not who you were 5 minutes ago. So you want to be able to relish in who you're going to become and work on that. And so, enough said with that. We'll cover that on Going Solo with Cece. But let's talk about the next one. The next one is don't be afraid to try online dating.
Absolutely
and so
not.
What do you say about that?
Absolutely not.
Our whole show is about online dating.
Yes. And the idea behind this is, as time is passing on, each day, each week, each month, online dating is becoming more prominent in people's lives.
Right.
Okay. There's a major website that has announced that they are going to move into online dating. And what does that tell you? What that tells you is that it's becoming a way of life. And the recent statistics say 1 out of every 3. The last I heard, it was 1 out of 5. Now it's moved to 1 out of 3. New marriages have resulted from online dating, meeting someone from an online dating website.
Well, that's today's way of dating.
Absolutely.
Our lives have changed. The internet's come in. We've really taken hold of it, and we use the internet for everything.
No question about it.
So online dating is truly, if you think you're not going to be touched by something online, you're very wrong. And so online dating is definitely there for you. My only advice with choosing a site that's good for you, do some research and figure out what are you looking for and what are your concerns with regards to dating. What areas do you need help in order to date? Because I have a lot of friends that are out there dating that are struggling like crazy. Not that the sites are bad. I'm not saying anything negative about any of the sites, but most of them are just out there so that you're just there to meet someone. What the heck do you do after you meet them? Or what do you do? How do you approach them when you do meet them? What do you say? How do you act? What do you, all of those things. And then there are all the generation gaps, all the generation stuff. that we have to go through. You know, I'm a little bit older, I'm not going to tell you, but I'm a little bit older. And so I'm not going to do what the 30-year-olds are doing or what, you know, the 40-year-olds are doing. I might do what the 45-year-olds are doing, but I'm not going to, you know, I'm different. And so find a site that's good for you. That's what I would say. And just don't worry so much about all the stuff, because a lot of these sites, you know, they have security put in place. Just be smart. And we can do a whole safety show, which I think we have started to do at one time. So we can definitely do that. I'm having a little trouble with my computer. So what I need a man that knows the computer. Okay, what's the next one, Kit?
Well, just be honest about it. And that what they're trying to tell us here is that when you do begin dating again, it's fairly normal to be seeing more than one person at the same time. Just be upfront, be honest about it with everyone that you are seeing, and so that no wires are crossed and nobody gets unintentionally hurt.
Right.
Okay. And when you're when you're in search mode. Okay, this is not necessarily after you've decided that there's somebody that's going to fit with you. Okay, like two pieces in the puzzle.
Right.
Somebody's going to fit. Well, then you kind of sort of want to push the others to the side, and not hurt anyone because they're being led to believe they have a chance.
Well, you know, there's a couple different philosophies on that. One, and I personally, you know, I can only concentrate on dating one person at a time, because if I'm interested in that person and they're interested in me, I kind of like to go that route. But then there's someone else that, on the other hand, says, hey, you're not married. Until you're not married, till you're married, you're single. So you should continue dating. Or
you've made that one-on-one commitment.
Right.
Where you said, we are now exclusive.
Right.
Okay.
So my suggestion is, and until you do have that conversation and you are exclusive, you should continue to date. And he should continue to date until that's ready. Okay, the next one is keep the breakup details to a minimum. You know, how many times have you ever been somewhere where somebody is so negative and down and living in the past and all of that? So when you're out there and you're meeting somebody, what you want to do is start building. You want to start taking that building block and putting one on top of another and start building that relationship, not living in the past of whatever happened to your ex. And why would you think that this new person in your life is going to be like your ex? Because God forbid, we do not want them like our ex. I mean, we're looking for someone that's really good for us.
You know, and it's invariably going to come up in a conversation with someone new. Like, how did you get here? What happened to bring you here? So the breakup is going to be.
Yeah, but you're not going to do that on your first date.
No,
you're not going to talk about some of those things on your first date. And so you want to try to keep that, you know, to a minimum. But the reality is you're where you're at because this is where you need to be right now. You want to live in the moment. And so you want to, and we can always talk about your feelings of the past, you know, at another time. But when you're on that first date or you're starting that first connection with someone, you want to really live in the moment.
Put your best foot forward.
Oh, and the thing is, you want to absorb that. You want to absorb them, and you want to have that excitement. And you don't want to be thinking about anything negative in your life. You want to be thinking about, wow, I'm going to meet this awesome person. And that is going to put you at a whole nother plane. You're just going to be really living in the moment and enjoying it. And so I think a lot of times we don't enjoy dating because we don't live in that moment. We don't think, wow, what a great opportunity it is.
The toughest part, and I've said this before on other shows that we've done with other topics, the most difficult part of this is meeting someone that you're hoping for a connection, but you're not sure there's going to be one. And then after communication, whether it be phone, text, or chat, or whatever, and there is a little bit of a buildup, and you meet that person and it's nothing.
Well,
That-
yeah,
and-
I mean, that can happen, but right
Yeah.
now we're talking about the very, onset of that,
Right.
of dating. So what we want to do is keep that positive
Yes.
outlook. And the thing is, I know it gives to you, it's a chemistry, it's about the way they look and all of that, but keep in mind there's many, many elements that go into play,
Mhm.
on the chemistry realm.
No question.
And so you want to be able to keep yourself open to that. So I guess probably the best thing is to not get yourself too excited. And if you're living in the moment, you're not going to think about marrying him or her down the road. You're going to think about just looking your best and smelling your best and being happy and meeting and,
Putting
hitting
your
it
best
off
foot
with
forward,
somebody.
you
Yeah,
know.
hitting it off, making a friend. If you live in that zone, if you live in that area of that right there, all you'll do is just be excited. You'll be excited about meeting somebody new, sharing, learning their experiences of life, what makes them tick. I mean, I think that is joyful.
Mhm.
And so if you live like that, instead of thinking down the road, oh, are we going to get married, have 2 kids, and live happily ever after? Who knows?
Right.
Who cares?
Right.
Right now, you want to just make it to the very first point, and I think that's so important.
Well, you want to make it to the first point, so you have a second point.
Absolutely.
So that
And honestly, you're dating your first date for guys. Your first date needs to be with the idea of the second date.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
honestly, I
yeah.
don't feel that you should discount somebody unless they're totally, something happens that's totally turn you off. But you shouldn't discount them until the 3rd date. Go on 3 dates. Give it your all for 3 dates, and each time, and see where it takes you.
You're going to go out on dates where it's going to be one and done.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, okay? And chances are that's probably going to happen more frequently than you would like.
Mm-hmm.
It can be very disappointing. It can be very aggravating, but doesning mean you should stop trying.
Well, and this one,
And the next
leads right to the next one.
right into our next topic is be prepared to date a lot of people.
A
lot of people.
A lot of people.
You will go on dates that suck. Okay.
And then you'll say to yourself, okay, well, the next one certainly will be better.
Yeah, sure.
And you know what? They may say that about you too. So it's not always about the other person. They might be saying, I'm sure I've gone on dates where the guys have said, whew, I'm glad that one's over with.
Yeah. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. I got to get going.
Yeah, really.
If they're looking at their watch, that's telling you something right
But
there.
it's a numbers game. It truly is.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, it's just like anything. You have to, a lot of times you don't even know what it is you truly are looking for. And we do tell you that you should make a list of things that are, deal breakers for you. And you should really have an idea of what you are looking for. However, when it really comes to push to shove, I think a lot of us kind of don't. I mean, so often opposites attract. We don't really, there's a lot of things with chemistry that you can't foresee, So the thing is if you're prepared to meet a lot of people, and then the next one is date different types of people. If you're prepared to put yourself out on a limb and do something you have never done before, open yourself up to somebody. I have been out with people that are so enchanting, they're the life of the party, and then I've been out with those that are very serious and quiet,
Reserved.
and reserved.
Yeah.
And so, you start to understand the kind of type that you like,
Mhm.
and what really, I think what strokes us, because, we as individuals have to kind of be stroked. And so I think that as you start to get to know other types of individuals, you can see what works for you and what doesn't work for you, that kind of thing. Okay, number 7, and we're going pretty good on this. So we're at, we got a few more minutes so we can do that. So this is my favorite.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. Have some fun.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And if it's not, you're doing it wrong.
Absolutely, you're doing it wrong. Because guess what? You are in control of your enjoyment. You're in
And here's-
control
and
of your
They
joy.
make
You're
a
in control.
very, very good point here, and
Mhm.
something we kind of touched on a little earlier.
Mhm.
Don't see this as a way to get over your ex.
Absolutely. Well, I think if you're going to do that, you're not going to have any fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to have fun.
And again,
You're comparing it all the time.
Well, and then you're going back to
Mhm.
the idea that if you're someone that's what you dwell on
Mhm.
over and over again with everyone around you,
Mhm.
a lot of them are simply going to say to you, just go find somebody else.
Yeah.
Just you'll be fine if you could just find somebody else, because they are tired of listening to your whining.
Who are you talking about? Are you talking about my date? No, not
no,
my
no,
date.
no.
No. The other thing is about dating is you can explore. Again, you're exploring different people, different types of people, and then you get a chance to explore different activities.
Yeah.
So you can put yourself out there a little bit and do some different things, you know. And then the last thing is keep checking in with yourself. You know, how does this make you feel? How are you feeling? Do you need to take a break from dating? Because it's okay if you do. You know, if this is bringing you up or if it's bringing you down, you know, how are you really, truly feeling? And I think you have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the whole entire process, divorce, breakup, widow,
Mm-hmm.
widower,
Mm-hmm.
okay, is simply regrouping.
Yeah.
Okay. The event has taken place. How are you going to deal with it and cope with it?
Mm-hmm.
I have friends that I've known for many, many years whose spouses have sadly passed on.
Mm-hmm.
They're never going to have another relationship. I can tell. I can tell from just, I have a one friend who 12 years later, after her husband passed, and we all went to high school together, 12 years after he has passed, she's still posting up memorial pictures to him. There's no one going to come into her life.
Right.
Okay.
And she needs help. She needs help with the recovery of the loss of
or she feels nothing could ever.
No, I don't think so. I think she's still in a plane of hurt and lost, and she just doesn't.
And sadness and
absolutely.
You know, sure.
And that's a whole nother subject. But the thing is, when you're out there dating, if you're dating and you're not feeling good about it, then you need to step back. You need to listen to your gut. You need to listen to your gut when you're on a date. If you don't feel secure or safe, listen to your gut and get away from it.
Yeah.
If you're not happy with it, then call the date, end the date. You know, it's okay to end a date. Say, listen, you're a great guy, but I need to.
There will come a point for many, many people who have suffered this type of a loss.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, there are people whose the divorce came on to them all of a sudden. Okay, they weren't ready for the divorce. It can feel like a death.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And as time passes on, and there's no time element.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be different for everyone, for each individual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there will come a point where you can say to yourself, okay, today's the day I'm ready to move on.
Mm-hmm.
It'll come to you.
Yeah.
And until that happens, it's okay to lay low.
Absolutely.
It's okay to lay low.
And that brings us right back to the very first one, which is,
are you ready
to date?
Yeah.
So that just takes us right back. Well, gosh, our time has gone by very, very quickly. And those were the 8 rules for dating after a long-term relationship. So this is CC Schatz.
And this is Kit Smith.
Yes, and you're listening to the Boy and Girl Thing Show on WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. And we hope that you had as much fun tonight as we have.
Thank you. And thank you for being with us.
Okay, bye for now. We'll see you next week.
Good night.
Good night.